X Factor issue number 3. Our government strike force made up of the most powerful, patriotic, and marketable mutants that will stem the tide of anarchy and make the country safe for democracy. X Factor. When the nation of Krakoa fell, world governments scrambled to enlist mutants in their militaries, but not all mutants were eager to join. Uncomfortable with the military exploitation of their people, abandoned mutants formed the Mutant Underground. Desperate to do good, Havoc joined the new X Factor over his girlfriend Polaris' objections. Unfortunately for the couple, Havoc's superiors ordered him to investigate whether Polaris was spying on X Factor for the Mutant Underground. This inadvertently caused a schism in the organization that left Polaris in the hands of a militant faction of the Underground and Havoc no closer to helping anyone. Our new team is Havoc, Frenzy, Pyro, Cecilia Reyes, Granny Smite, and Zyber. You want ClickClock, subscribe to the channels for more X Factor content. The 10 greatest X Factor disasters, X Factor classics, and power rankings and fan stands. ClickClock, a subsidiary of Fartech. Next, we see our heroes in Los Angeles at the Brea Fandomonium, where they're signing autographs for their fans. But Havoc looks a little distracted and distraught. He's actually crying in his pictures with the children. Is he crying? Roger comes to grab Havoc from the public before he makes a scene. Mind if I power dog? Did you find her, Roger? We checked the house where the Mutant Underground was holding its meetings, completely abandoned. No sign of Polaris, no sign of anyone. But I need you to pull yourself together. I know we still have a mole on the loose, but we need you to go on a mission. It's urgent. We checked out the house where the Mutant Underground was holding its meetings. It's completely abandoned. No sign of Polaris, no sign of anyone. But I need you to pull yourself together. Just find Polaris. Do whatever it takes. Of course, buddy, of course. Now about this mission. There's someone you need to meet. Alex, this is the CEO of Fartech and the owner of ClickClock, Ethan Farthing.
I'm a big supporter of your people. Don't you believe those things I posted online?
Oh, okay.
As far as you may know, Fartech has built Luna 1, a research base on the moon. We have it on good authority that the base is about to be attacked.
I thought Luna had its own automated defenses.
It does, but they run by AI. So, well, they're terrible. Any other questions?
Yeah, attacked by whom?
Our intel suggests some state actor who wishes to remain anonymous. So in all likelihood, they're mercenaries, probably X-Clan.
You're not having any misgivings, are you? About maybe having to fight fellow mutants? No, not anymore. Great. That's honestly going to make things so much easier. All I care about is getting my team back safely. Jump to Granny giving an autograph to one of her fans.
Here you go, my dear.
Thanks. So what's Granny's story? An immortality mutant. I know, super rare. You're welcome. But here's the thing. She didn't even suspect that she was a mutant until last year, when her house burned down.
Freddy?
But even then, she just imagined that she got unlucky somehow. If you can call losing your husband of 58 years in a house fire lucky.
Oh, Freddy.
But then she took a discount flight to Florida with her son and his family. Within the space of 6 months, she lost her entire family and survived 2 unsurvivable disasters.
Why? How?
We see Granny's plane going down in a crash. And she's the sole survivor. So now she has devoted herself to finding the limits of her immortality. Am I understanding this correctly? I have on my team an 87-year-old woman who wants to die? You sure do, and she's wiry as hell. I'm having mixed feelings about this team you've assembled. Okay, but could you work through them tonight? We launch for the moon in the morning. Just find Polaris. I'll do the rest. Next, we see the X-Force team fly into space.
Whoa, I've never been in outer space before.
Looks like Cyber and Granny are enjoying themselves, but Pyro's being told that he's useless in space because there's no air, and so he can't use his power with fire. He thought he used lighter fluid. That's how it worked. Frenzy's annoyed with Pyro, and we see Reyes on the phone with someone we don't know. She can't talk now. They're in space. The X-Force shuttle's about to land on Luna 1, but they're attacked. Zoom! Havoc makes evasive maneuvers and protects the ship from the oncoming blast. Frenzy comes in front of the cockpit, asking Havoc what's going on, and he has no idea. You have an incoming message from Ethan Farthing. By listening to this message, you agree not to sue him for what he's about to say.
Change of plans, big guy. I guess there's no XM attack. That was misdirection, honey. Now listen up here. Here's the dealio. This base is run by a secret, highly proprietary artificial intelligence called Paperclip.
We see the X-plane taking blast from the AI.
As you can imagine, housing scientists on the moon is expensive. So Paperclip runs the base to maximize production and, reduce payroll, which is great. There was just one small hitch. It was reprogrammed to protect the base at all costs, and naturally it concluded that the biggest threat to the base was me deciding that it was too expensive to run. So it started using its own gravitational beam to redirect asteroids toward Earth. When the scientists realized what was happening, they tried to shut Paperclip down, at which point it introduced carbon monoxide into the air supply.
Pyro, since you're useless in space... Oi! You're the pilot. Get us in below. The turret fire. Cecilia, you stay on board. Await the wounded. Frenzy, Cyber, Granny. You're with me. We see the X-Force team jump out of the ship as lasers are ablazing. We see Pyro taking control of the ship. Useless in space, you wanker. I'll show you who's an ass in useless space.
Please don't let this be the way I die.
Okay, Cyber. I'm going to need you to give us an electromagnetic pulse, taking out the base's electronics. But the element of surprise is gone, so be careful. The gravitation ray. Get down.
Ooh, where'd he go?
Dog breeder. I could have been a dog breeder. We see the basic AI retaliating against the X-Factor.
Force field. Ouch. Force field holding. But I need to get it onto the ship.
Huh? What happened? Nothing. My plasma did nothing.
How is that possible?
It must be protected by a polymer layer of inert gas or something. I don't know how, but the base's artificial intelligence seems to know everything, our every move.
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably because it has a ClickClock account.
That means there's only one mutant the base doesn't know how to neutralize. All of a sudden we see Granny Smite taking off. Well, what do you know? She is wiry as hell.
Oh, I can surge you through the straw.
Kathun! Oof! Granny! Granny is smothered by a boulder straight into the ground, into smithereens. This is the boulder back and the gravitational field breaking it. Crock!
Let's go. Hurry, before we lose anyone else. Aren't you gonna set some explosives or something?
Explosives? They didn't give me any explosives. They sent us here under the pretense of defending the base, remember?
The world is ruled by idiots, isn't it?
I have an idea. This base is powered by a nuclear reactor. If you remove the control rod, the reactor will assume it's in meltdown, and the base will self-destruct.
So, let's do it.
You want to go and get in it? All of a sudden, Granny Smite appears out of nowhere. Granny, how? So she couldn't die? It looks like she doesn't need a spacesuit. Well, let's let her do it. So she goes inside, and she pulls out the rod.
Is this the right one, dear? Or should I go back in?
Flash of the X-Jet jumping away from Luna 1. Self-destruct, and 3, 2, 1, kaboom! The intelligence may be artificial, but its stupidity is genuine. Congratulations on the success of your mission, Havoc. Any signs of Polaris? They keep telling us that this technology is going to change the world, make things better for everyone, if we can just hold on until then. No, but if we find her alive, we'll find her, because you're family.
I'll be the family of a kind of, what do you say, an NDA? Unfortunately, you can't talk to anyone. And of course, ClickClock owns all the footage, so you can't release that either.
I suppose you can't have Congress finding out your product almost destroyed the planet.
Congress? What are they gonna do? Sapient angry facts?
They say, if you're gonna make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs. But if they're not your eggs you're breaking, then it doesn't matter whether your omelet is worth it or not.
I'm worried the investors will find out. We can't have Paperclip destroying the world.
You'll just keep breaking your eggs until you make it.
Well, it's still profitable anyways.
Let's see what happens in the next issue of X Factor number 4.